Liz, what up? Morning. So Tuesday is the restroom and the grill. Opening a candy store. Well, we're expanding the candy store. Obvi. Oh, look at these. Boom. Bada boom. Zach, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Welcome to the chef team. All right, let's lock in. I gotta make mole right away. You already know I had to use it today. Check my tacos. We don't do catering in that sense. We just do like a taco bar, and we need at least a day notice. Well, it just depends on the people. So we charge $13.50 for a taco plate. So you could just assume if it's 10 people, it'll be $135. Rice and beans for 10 people or how many ever people, and then you'll get enough for 3 tacos per person. Yeah, so it'll come with 3 different proteins: chicken, steak, and either carnitas or el pastor. Yeah, pulled pork or diced pork with pineapple. Yeah, and if you go on Google, there's actually like pictures of some of the catering like platters, how they come now. Like I said, it's all a la carte, so they could just build their own tacos. It's super easy for you because if there's allergies or anything like that, people can just stay away from certain food. No, we just do the food. All right, thank you. Bye. Okay, mole. Oh, that sounds good. Actually, I'm not going to use it right this very minute, so I'm going to keep it safe. Okay. This one. Green, good morning. I sent out the bat signal just for you, my friend. Man, scraping the barrel on that one. Wow. Oh, it's in there. Yay! Good job. Chicken Bones Tacos. Okay. No, we only do it in person. How many people are you looking for? Okay. We have soy rizo, which is plant-based, but shrimp, we don't do shrimp for catering. It's too expensive, and it just doesn't travel well. Okay, I'll just add a side of 3 tacos, chorizo. Yeah, absolutely. What can I get let me get the date and time. Okay. 10:45. Okay. We don't. We package it up in catering boxes and we wrap it so that it's good to go. All you have to do is just teleport it. Yes. If you can stop in, are you close to Lakewood at all? Okay, yeah, if you could stop in sometime this week, just before, before the actual date and make a payment, we'll be good to go. There's no rush. Oh, can I get your name and your phone number? Okay. Okay. And then if we don't hear back from you by the end of the week, we'll give you a courtesy call. And then if not, we're just going to assume that you went in a different direction. All right. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye. Andrea, good morning. Give me 1 second. Stay. All right. A lot of spinning plates for an early morning. Got a 14-person catering order for next week. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. This is as rooted to my people as it's gonna get. Muddling the mole in a pot. apocalyptico right there. All right. I'm great. Chilling like a villain. Honestly, the weather in Washington, it just messes with my allergies a lot. So I'll be good by the afternoon. They are. A customer came in and said that there's this plant that's growing in Washington that is like spread like wildfire, and it's causing a lot of the allergies. It's everywhere, but I didn't know what she was talking about. I'm gonna do my research. This lady was like a botanist too. She just showed me what's up. Yeah. Okay. Next task. This is my newest coffee. My new sticker. Love it. It will. Nah. Maybe the habaneros will. Okay. I know you like the back of my hand. All right, I'm locking in. I'm tipsy topsy turbsy. I'm good though. I'm good. Gotta work this way. That's why I'm all sideways that way, literally. Okay. Salt, measuring spoon. Tasting spoon. Okay. What up, H? No, Cheyenne comes in. My wife will be here about 12, 1 o'clock, and then Cheyenne will get here at 3. But I'm taking the night off. We're going to go see Lilo and Stitch. We're trying to make it a thing to go to like the movie theaters on Tuesdays again. But I know that moving forward, I'm gonna have to add Sergio on Monday nights, and I just talk. It's been pretty crazy, so we're gonna have to do 2 every night, honestly. Wait, what am I doing? Okay. I already know what's wrong with me. I need some coffee. Again, chef. Okay. Yeah, they are. Well, with the membership, you got to pay for that membership, and then they're like $5. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Professional. You will be with me. If I fall asleep. But what if I wanna stay this way? Oh shit, that could have been bad. I know, I'm good, thank you. How are you? Bada bing, bada boom. Excuse me. Hi, Ann. How are you? Crawling from hell, falling from bam, 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 bam. All right, orange juice, lemon juice. There it is, a little bit of that. A little mayonnaise. Give it Ooh. Looking great. okay. Where are you? Sorry, I'm trying to find something. Oh, it's up top. Why? Why would you do that? All right. First guess is gonna be a good one. Come on, Yahtzee. Nope. Oh my gosh. Oh, there it is. Sweet. Meow, 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 meow. In a way, you were all my babies, and I'm swaddling you. Swaddling to the finish line. I still wish you the best of luck, baby. So I waste the time. We could talk like how they ate in the bosom of Rome. The Sugar Bones Tacos POV boys. I know. Starting to look better. Well, there's, you know, what's happening is every area is becoming like staging. So like we used to sell the chamoy gushers and peach rings, and we're gonna bring it back today, or you know, in the next couple of days. And then we're gonna start selling these chips, the Takis, and then we're gonna do the Sour Patch Punch straws too, with chamoy, tahini chamoy. And we're gonna make the chamoy ourselves. My wife bought dried apricots. That's all chamoy is. From scratch, my friend. It's not that they're spicy. It's just there's so many layers of like crunch that you get, like, you know, a lot of the spice is in all those little cracks and crevices. It's not bad. I feel like Andy's hot fries are way spicier than those. I used to think hot Cheetos are spicy. Now I rub them in my eyes when I wake up in the morning. That's it. Very productive day. I was gonna boil out the fryer too this morning, but it got a little busy. So I'm gonna do it before I leave today though. All right, we're changing the vibes. Go trip. We got this. I took the vibe check. This is what we're feeling more right now. We're grooving. Eats it like butter. I've seen kids eat sticks of butter, dude. Shit, it's gross. Not even butter, margarine. I already have an idea. My daughter loves to play with stickers. I'm just gonna have her sticker up this whole thing. Because she's cool like that. And it'll buy me time when I'm in the restaurant. Like, here, do this. I like plain bagels. What's plain butter? Look, let me tell you. My wife's like, dude, what are you doing over here? Like, you're such a child. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And dude, look, they sent me 100 stickers with a little misprint on them. So they sent me 100 more. I'm like, why would I not put my Sugar Bones tacos all over my stuff? And then I just like that one because that's relatable, right? Relatable, 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 relatable. Somebody left that on the table. Relatable. Okay. Relatable. Relatable. Stickers are an expression of art. I told you I checked the vibe. I put stickers on my wife's MacBook, and she's like, heck no, dude, you better... I respected the MacBook. It's like the Boys and Girls Club for adults. It's just a club. Just a bunch of people hanging out. Like that girl. Yeah, that's dark. Do you put peas on your head? Or do they call you a pea head? Because if you don't, then don't even talk to me. Oh. So do a couple right now. Who invented stickers? That person's a genius. Can't count today. Oh. I just made it. Just rewind the tape. How? So, all you sticker companies that are watching right now, we all enjoy stickers. So send them this way. Cool stickers though. We don't want no lame. We'll let you know if they're lame, dude. Trust us. You know what's up. Dutch Brothers, yeah. Oh, I do like puffy stickers. Those are cool. I know it's funny because my daughter in school now, she has like Scholastic book fairs, and I always want to go with her, but I'm on like the timing is just off. I'm gonna get to one, and I'm gonna be able to buy whatever I want now. It's all good. It's all good. I feel like the book fairs are for the adults, low key. How much for a bookmark? Normally our portion cups are 0.75 of an ounce. I'm not skimping them. These are 1 ounce portions. You can get about 30 out of this. That's right, God is good. God bless you, and have a good one, and be safe out there. God is. Can you read this? The inventor of the self-adhesive sticker is widely credited to be R. Stanton Avery, who invented the first self-adhesive label in 1935. Respect. We should have a day just for him. A sticker day. If they don't already. If not, copyright it, let's invent it. You guys didn't know you were tuning into a TED Talk today. Got a little something for everybody in this playlist. January 13th. Oh yeah. Yeah, so my mother-in-law, she does a lot of like vintage. She has a shop. I'm gonna go live in the shop one of these days. Well, I'm gonna show you her shop. It's so cool. That's a great idea. Boom. She has like school books and stuff for kids, and she has piles of like the highlighter books. The books that have where you find all the stuff, all the way from the beginning. Everything, man. Everything has some weird little trend where it goes up in price. Like coin collecting, all the really beat up, damaged ones are worth more money now than the ones that are in better shape that have been preserved. It's weird. There's always that one. Never fails. Shrinky dinks. Dang. I'm gonna look it up right now. Let's look up what shrinky dink says. Oh yeah, those are cool. I remember those. I feel like my mom ordered those before, like through a magazine. Nah. Not through a magazine. That didn't help. Sorry. It is. That was Fort Knox we just walked into. Don't tell nobody. Me and the government got a little side quest going on. This peanut butter does not wash off. What you made of? Let me read this message real quick. Give me a second. I will give you my insight right now. Change of subject. I was watching this one video of bad restaurants, and inspector was saying that the food that cooks at the higher temperature should be at the bottom of the rack. Have you heard of that? No. You're referring to like a cooling rack in general? Well, the rule of thumb with a cooling rack, I'm gonna wait for you to respond. Sorry. Oh, no. So the rule of thumb with a cooling rack is obviously, with the cooling rack, that's why that there's this gap right here. This is 2 inches, right? So anything above this, if there's going to be a gap here, like let's say if you have, this is a 2-inch hotel pan and this is a 4-inch hotel pan, okay? The dimple is 2 inches, but this is the max you can, to that fill line is 2 inches. That's the max you can put something to cool in. There's 6-inch hotel pans, the real deep ones. What I'm trying to say is if there's a gap here, right? Let's say I'll just show you. Give me 1 second. Okay. So if there's a 4-inch hotel pan, it cuts into one of the rows, so you'll have to take that next additional 2-inch gap in order for things to cool down properly. But it's probably the cooling temperature thing. I think I know what you're talking about, like that dirty restaurant inspection guy. Is that what you're referring to? Are you referring to that one dude that goes to those nasty ass restaurants? No, the shelves don't matter. Wait, no. Anything that's cooling down needs to be on the top shelf, period, if you don't have a cooler. All right, that what we're talking about, yeah. Did I answer your question? I'm sorry. So Green, this is the icing on the cake, okay? So yeah, raw chicken should be on the bottom shelf, period. Anything raw should have its own separate shelf, and raw chicken should be on the bottom. Hold on 1 second. Hi, baby. Hey, you okay? Okay. Like swap it out. Yeah. Yeah. All right, love you, bye. Hold on. Yes, this one guy had the raw chicken on the second to last shelf and another raw food under the chicken. Yeah, so like there's two different things, okay? So that's food. That's a food hierarchy problem, right? So chicken on the bottom, raw chicken, because salmonella is the worst. You don't want that spilling or dripping on anything. The above it should be pork. Above pork should be beef, and then above beef should be cooked meats only. So you don't want to put cooked meats over here because you can cross-contaminate if some of that. Not that you're cross-contaminating by having it there. You don't want any foreign object food to fall into something. You don't want something that has like pork with wine falling into a salad that is vegan or somebody's religious, you know what I'm saying, that doesn't do alcohol. Dairy on the bottom. And this is just like your one-off canned foods and a couple backup of vegetables. But vegetables and fruit are for all vegetable and fruits are these shelves. Prepped vegetables, prepped marinades, and then cooked marinades. Or cooked prepped food. And then also, listen, whatever degree you cook food up to, you technically don't have to start logging that temperature of that food or putting a label on it until it reaches below 140. Because mathematically, it'll never reach under 70 degrees in the first 2 hours if you start temping it as soon as it comes off the stovetop and it's 200 plus degrees. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna make yourself. But if you leave it on the back table and you're monitoring it and you're just manually temping it and looking at it over and over again, you could do those things until it goes into the cooler. It's still part of that cooling process. So the health department can't even touch it. They can't even temp it. They can't do nothing to it because it's still like in limbo. But I did see that inspector guy. Is that what you're talking about? The inspector dude that goes to all those restaurants? And you also never want to drag chicken forward. So like if you're on the cook's line and the bottom shelf is going to be a raw product, the chicken always has to be in the front. You don't want to drag the chicken between two proteins. That's why we have, it's very intentional. We have chicken in the front, right? Steak in the middle, and then the pork in the back. Beans and rice only, and then the dairy in the back side. Everything is set a certain way. Schematics. Schematics are everything in a restaurant. Yeah, I think that's just for show. I mean, obviously, he probably has some accredited stuff, but I've never seen a health department inspector show reviews. Google reviews don't determine your business's, health score. That's public. Do you understand what I'm saying? Maybe it's like a contractor that these restaurants hire to try to help them get better or whatever. Let's get this one. I don't know. All right. Next thing on our prep list. Steak marinade. Onion powder, chicken burritos. Well, I don't think what he does helps. I think it exposes those businesses even more. That's why like health department workers don't have cameras, because those things are confidential. The report can be public, but like actually seeing this stuff, I think there's some laws around that. What did I come over here for? Drawing a blank. Oh, oil. But you know, when restaurants are like in that type of condition, like you need an action plan. You need the staff trained properly. I watched a couple of those episodes. Those people have no clue what's going on. I saw them wash their hands with their gloves on. You know what I'm saying? Like boxes on the floor, like just the most disturbing stuff ever. But if there's nobody teaching these people how to do it, it's literally the blind leading the blind. You know, I've seen restaurants worse than that. And it's just a behavior thing. People just going to work, do their job, and nobody's being held accountable. It starts at the top. I think we watched that same video. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. On the note of things being sanitized, I watched the POV video. No. I don't think so. I mean, I think germs are everywhere. Pretty soon. I think that, well, you know, the health department operates like banker hours. They work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And there's probably a lot of restaurants in your neighborhood that don't wear gloves. Like, I understand the practice of it, like, because they wash their hands, but I don't know. It's like a cool culture thing, but I'm straight. If I see somebody making food in front of me with their bare hands, I would say something. If it's not like my wife, you know. You know, if anything, I feel like a lot of those places, well, you know, yeah, I mean, germs are germs. Don't matter. I just think, and you should always, like, you know, be under, you know, if you're in a professional setting, you should walk and talk the part. You should be the part all the time in those settings, you know. Lead by example. Wear gloves. Talk to your staff the right way. You know. It seems like chefing is like a trend right now. I'm like 20 some years in. All right, Biz, thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate it. Yeah. See you soon. Have a great rest of your day. If you can't be good, be careful. Nice. Have a good one, and thank you. Oh, couple stragglers. Get in here. How? Right? Gotta get it all. That's a good quesadilla right there. I'm gonna cut it on the grill because I don't want it to bleed on the cutting board too much. Whew. That's almost like video right there. Tell your friends. do not like this song. I don't know why this song's playing. Stay down. Man, this is a fire meal. Chorizo quesadilla plate, mesquite with hot Cheetos, roast corn with hot Cheetos, and they got a mango nada. And they know that the party, okay? Take these. Yeah, I switched it up a little bit, right? Put one of my playlists on that has a little bit of little razzle dazzle. Professional. Put me in, coach. Put me in. Pick it up?
Yeah.
What's the name? Jen?
Yeah.
Look at that. Perfect timing. Have a good one. Alexa, play Men I Trust Radio on Pandora. Alexa, turn it up one notch. Well, the way that we do it, my wife does the drinks. So the way that we do it is we have a pretty cool, como se dice, system in place where we have a pretty cool system in place where she'll tell me what she wants, and then I'll look into the ingredients for her. My phone's been, I don't know, man. I think it's time to get a new phone. My phone's been draining really fast. Yeah, so like she'll say she wants to do this mango drink, like mango ñada, and then she's like, and she explains to me what it has in it, and then we'll go to a couple Mexican grocery stores or wherever we'll try to find it, and we'll experiment a little bit with it, and then I'll be like, oh well, that tomato, that puree is not good, or maybe this puree is too expensive, it's too fine of a grade. And we just experiment, and in 1 week we might come up with one menu item that we've been fine tuning, trying. Papa John's next door. There's a I don't know, like maybe 10 or 11 staff members. So every time we make new drinks or new food, we just give it to them, and they give us the feedback. It's pretty cool. Let me see if I can find a charger. Give me 1 second. Be right back, guys. Long time. Never even thought about something like that. steak marinade. Magnifico. I'll be right back. Gotta emulsify it. 6%. Alright friends, I have 6% in this phone and it's not charging. When you emulsify the oil and the mayonnaise, you create bubbles. And the oil fills the bubbles of air so that it fluffs up so it doesn't separate. See? I left it alone. It's still the same. You just gotta cool it down properly. Looks like this screen has got like a little smear in it.
So I guess the fortune tells right. I should have seen just what was there and not so polite. It crawled beneath my veins and now I don't care. I have no luck. I don't miss it all that much. There's just too many things that can't touch your tongue. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm calling out. Gotta make it on the floor. Change into something.
It's gonna be my last order, guys. Then I gotta take a break and charge this bad boy. But I figured let's come along for the journey. The video quality looks bad because the phone's like literally at 1%. Sorry guys. About to finish this and skedaddle. Thank you. All right, children, make sure you do your homework today. I'll look up emulsification. A little hot. Chip out from there. I'll be right with you. Oops. All right, friends. Thank you all. I'll hit you up later on. Have a blessed day.